Hey everybody, welcome back to Michelle and Company. Thanks so much for watching. All right, all you sports fans out there, our next interview is for you. Please welcome to the show Vince Oliver here with Oliver Sports. Vince, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate being here.
Yeah, so Oliver Sports, for people who maybe have never heard of you, tell us a little bit about where you're located and what you're all about.
I'm at 2491 South Seneca, basically in the big strip mall on the corner of Pawnee and Seneca.
Sure.
You know, I've been in business for 19 years.
Wow.
I do sports for pretty much anybody and everybody.
Sure.
I do mainly like autograph memorabilia,
Sure.
game use memorabilia, cards, that sort of thing. I don't really consider myself the knick-knack type shop, so I don't have a lot of shirts and hats. I do more of the, more of the collectible stuff.
Sure. So when people come into your store, what kind of stuff will they see there? What kind of stuff do you have for sale, or do people bring in stuff to kind of get your idea on value?
Yeah, I mean, people come in with their stuff on a daily basis. Wanting to get value on it or wanting to sell it.
Sure.
Maybe they picked it up through an estate. But as far as what I have in the store, pretty much anything you can imagine, I'm gonna have.
Sure.
Everything from Michael Jordan to Babe Ruth, all the way down to Derek Jeter. A lot of 2015 World Series, Royal stuff, Cubs stuff. Pretty much anything you can, like I said, anything you can think of. More of the modern stuff is what I more specialize in. I don't do a ton of vintage. Of course, I'm gonna have Mantle and DiMaggio and Ted Williams and all that type of autograph memorabilia. The one thing that I like to, my little claim that I love is that everything that I sell is certified, not by me.
Wow.
Because if I'm trying to sell you something and I'm telling you that it's real,
sure.
there's, you need to think about that a little bit. So I let one of the three made third-party authentication companies, I let them take care of everything. They authenticate everything for me.
Right.
There's, like I said, there's three big ones out there that are still reputable and still good, and I use a couple of them to try to get everything that I have on my shelf certified by them. If it doesn't pass, you can look at my website and watch videos of me ripping them up and cutting them up because I don't want them on the market.
Yeah, I love that. What a good guarantee. I mean, I think that's great. Just a good policy of honesty before people walk in the door. I like that a lot.
I don't want to be the guy that has to try to explain to you or convince you that it's real before you buy it for your loved one or for yourself. I want you to already know that it's good before you ever buy it.
Right.
So
let's talk about sports cards memorabilia. I know we were talking a little bit. My brother used to collect them. When I was a kid, I collected them. What does it look like to collect now, and what does the sports memorabilia industry look like for cards?
It's totally different than what it was 20, 25, 30 years ago by a ton. Now a lot of the boxes, of course, they're a little bit more higher end, so you're not going to get a box with 36 packs in it very often. There's a few products that do that, but most of the time now you get one pack per box.
Right.
One that has 5 cards in it, but you might get 3 autographed cards, 3 memorabilia cards, and then a base card or 2.
Sure.
The price point is unfortunately gone up over the years, but so has everything else. But it's one of those that the $1 per pack is almost a thing of the past.
Right.
Whereas people could get that quite easily back then. Now there's packs that are $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a pack. I don't have a lot of customers that like those a whole lot, so I don't carry a ton of those. Most of the stuff I carry is going to be in the $80 to $200 a box range. Sure.
So really for a collector.
Yes.
Yeah. So what about people that are out there watching right now and are thinking, oh, I collected when I was a kid, maybe I should bring it in. What do they need to know before they bring something in to have you look at it?
Most of the stuff from the 80s and 90s, that, like I said, they really killed the value with the abundance that they made. I mean, when they started making over 1 billion sets per set, and that is with a B, that really killed, killed the market. I tell people all the time, if you're interested in moving it or wanting to know what it looks like, bring it in. I'll always take a look. But most of that stuff in the 80s and 90s, unfortunately, isn't going to have a ton of value. But then there's still a few key cards here or there. Of course, mid-'80s basketball is still good because of Jordan. But it all depends on what you collected when you were that age.
Sure.
So
when you're talking about sports memorabilia cards or anything else, what is it that makes something the most valuable?
Whatever you like.
Really?
I mean, it's really like that because I've got people that will come in and they'll see the Mickey Mantle autograph, 16 by 20 that I have sitting next to the counter, and they could care less about that. But the Eric Hosmer autograph sitting right next to it is like gold, and the Eric Hosmer autograph is a tenth the price. Or the Zobrist or whoever they happen to like, or the Chris Bryant. His stuff has obviously gone up, but it really depends on what you like, and people should collect what they want and what they like.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that I collect personally isn't worth anything to anybody else, but I like it.
Right.
So
it matters. Yeah.
That's all that matters.
That's cool. So what about people that are out there watching and maybe they've been interested in starting to collect? How should someone start collecting sports memorabilia? What are the first few steps?
As far as memorabilia, it's really different. I always tell everybody start small and work up. So if you're doing cards, I tell people, come in, just take a look around. I have bins in my store that are 50-cent bins, $1 bins, $3 bins, $5 bins. So you can go through those boxes by sport and pick out a card for $3 of your favorite team. And that's kind of a good way to get going, especially with the younger kids. We got to get them involved. As you were stating earlier, in the 80s and 90s, we were all younger when we collected. Everybody collected. Your neighbors collected. Your neighbors' parents collected.
Exactly.
Now they don't. Now we have to get those guys that are in their late 40s or late 30s, early 40s, get their kids back involved. And somewhere along the wayside, it went away.
Sure, but it's such a great memory, such a great thing to bring your family together and give your kids something to be passionate about.
I do have a lot of customers that do come in with their kids, and they'll be looking through one box, their kids are looking through another box, and I try to have cards for everybody. Like I said, I'm going to have the cards that the kids can buy for 10 cents. I've got the cards they can buy for a quarter.
They can bring in their allowance.
Exactly. I've got the grab bags for $4 that gives them 50 cards of a certain sport. And then of course I've got the stuff that their parents might want that are 5 and 10 and 20 and more. So I try to do a little bit for everybody.
Yeah. I love it. Well, Vince, we're out of time, but before we go, tell me a little bit about when people can visit you, your hours, and where they can find you online.
I'm open Wednesday through Sunday. I tell everybody that, especially on the weekends, I do a lot of out-of-town shows. Like my next 3 weeks, I'm out of town.
Oh, yeah.
But, Wednesday through Sunday, 10 to 5:30 till 6:30 on Friday and Saturday and 4:30 on Sunday.
Perfect.
So besides that, it's open at least 5 days a week.
Yeah. And what's your website again?
It's oliversports.com, or oliversportscards.com.
Okay, perfect. So people can find you out there, look at your stuff, and then come in and visit you. But it sounds like it's best to come in and visit you and just kind of get to experience everything in the store.
And you can't see everything the first trip, guaranteed.
I'm sure. Well, Vince, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. And go out and give Vince a visit at Oliver Sports. I guarantee you won't be disappointed at all the cool stuff you'll get to see. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us this week on Michelle and Company. And make sure to join us right here next week for more great shows and stories about your community right here in Wichita.